What's up, everybody? Welcome to Relationships with EJ80 Proof. Today, we got a smashing topic for you. It's really deep, but before we start, you know what we're going to do. 1 minute more. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Relationships with EJ80 Proof. Today, our topic is you can never have sex again. Now what? You know, sometimes tragic things happen in life and what have you, and it's unpredictable. And we have to figure out and make some tough decisions. In this conversation that we're having today, the tough decision is stay or go, or what would you do? But before we get into it, don't forget to drop by YouTube, subscribe, hit that like button, that notification bell, so you'll always be notified every time we have new content. Don't forget to share, and share. And we are live every Wednesday at 8 p.m., always with a hot topic for you, something to give you pause to think about. You can also follow me on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Twitter, all of that. I'm all out there. So you can always check me out there. I am going to hold for a few, just for a minute, you know, to give people a chance to jump in, because this topic I really want to have a conversation about, because it's a serious topic. It's not like most of my with some of my topics, which is a little funny but a little serious. This one's kind of more serious than it is funny, and so we're just gonna hold on. Hmm. Well, all right. Well, let's get started. Before I post the first question, I want to give you the little background information. It's you and this person, your partner. Let's say y'all about 20, 25 years old, and y'all screwing around like rabbits, a 20, 25 do, 4 or 5 times a day and all that kind of stuff. And it's crazy. Y'all love it and what have you. But then some bad befalls you. One of you get in an accident, or one of you gets sick, or something to that effect, and the doctor has informed you that you could never have sex again. Even the attempt could be life threatening. So now you have one person in the relationship that is still like, the biggest horn dog in the planet, and the other person in the relationship who can't have any sex. What a dilemma. What do we do? I think this is where all the questions of our relationship gets checked and answered. So the first question that we're going to ask is, with that scenario, would you stay faithful and stay with your partner and be sexless for the rest of your life, or would you just leave? This is a very difficult question, because In this scenario, you deeply and seriously love this person, your partner. Your relationship has been great. Y'all have so much in common. He or she is the one. But now you're faced with this dilemma because I want to be with the one, but I want sex too. I'm 20 years old. I'm going to drink behind that. I'm 20 years old. My hormones are raging. What am I going to do? Or she's 20 years old and her hormones are raging. What are you going to do? So, me personally, this is one of the most difficult questions I have ever asked on this show because if this woman is the one, I'm never going to find that again. So, do I give all of that up just so I can have less than but sex? Or do I keep the greater than and not have the sex? So it's like either way, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to come out on the win side. And it might sound selfish because my partner, in this scenario, is the one who has the problem. And I'm thinking about if I'm going to win or not. It might sound selfish, but that's where we are. In either scenario, I don't see a win at all. If you know a win, then please just drop it in the comments box, and let me know how you figure this could be handled and there be a win for both parties. Okay, so the next question was, if you decided to stay, okay, how would you fulfill your needs? Because, I mean, let's be perfectly honest. Ladies, batteries don't last forever. And brothers, there ain't enough movies, to last a lifetime. So, and besides that, batteries in movies never replace the feeling of really being with someone. It's a nice little substitute, but it never really replaces the feeling of being with someone. So, how do you handle that? So, if you stay in that relationship, you're facing a new line of struggles that you were never prepared for. And the hardest part is that nothing about how you feel about this person has changed. Nothing. You have nothing in you that you could say, "Oh, this person is an idiot. I'm so sick of it." Nothing. It's just that that person is hurt or sick now, and whatever damage is irreparable. It can't be repaired. So how do you take care of that? That's a very deep question. I don't know how I would handle that, because I mean, if you're talking about no sex for a year or 2 years, as long as there's a light at the end of the tunnel, you can handle it. But when there's no light, wow, that's pretty deep, pretty serious. So how would you handle that situation? Next question. Now, this challenges morality. Would you stay with your partner but have someone on the side? I probably would. Me personally, I probably would. And it might sound crappy and shitty, but the God's honest truth, if I found the one and that occurred and that was the only blockage, I don't know. I mean, I would if I decided to do it, I would definitely tell her and talk with her or whatever. I wouldn't be sneaking behind her back and junk. But yeah, I think I would do it. See, because morality says this is a black and white issue. You're in a relationship with someone you love. Y'all are committed. So outside people is off the table. Period. I don't care what the circumstances is. There's no outside people. Period. That's what morality says. It's a very black and white issue with morality. But in this situation, I don't think it's so black and white. I think morality has to couple up with, I don't know, with compassion or empathy. But I don't think it's just so simple as that, because I mean, feelings begin to change after a while, and it might become like, you know I'm your, hey T, what's going on, how's it going? All right, you could check the topic. And we've already asked two questions, I think. Was it two or three questions? Three. Yeah, we've already asked three questions. um you know what, let me get, just post them real quick. We'll just ask them. Okay. No, no, not the next question. The first question. We're just gonna run through it real quick. That's the first question. Okay. All right. The scenario is this: that you were in a relationship. You're like 20 years old. Your partner is like 20 years old, and y'all are like sex rabbits and what have you, as we all were when we were like 20 years old. But your partner got sick or got in an accident, and the doctor has said that your partner could never have sex again. Even trying sex would be life threatening. So here's the question: would you stay faithful and stay with your partner sexless for the rest of your life, or would you just leave? Uh, the Okay, well, we get into that. The next question was, if you decided to stay, how would you fulfill your needs? Because like I said, batteries and movies only last but so long. You know, so how would you deal with that? It's a very difficult thing. You said you wouldn't leave him, but then you have to answer that question within yourself: is how do I handle that? Because even if you use the batteries, even if the guys are using the movies and whatnot, it doesn't replace the real feeling when you are physically intimate or physically having sex with somebody. It's just not the same. So you would have to figure out how to handle that. The third question was, would you stay with your partner and have someone on the side? Now, understand, this partner that I'm talking about, he's an A-lister. He is the one. And because of the accident or the medical condition, nothing has changed about your partner. The only difference is now y'all cannot have sex. That's the only change in your relationship. Other than that, this guy is still the one. This girl is still the one. Would you stay together with your partner but have someone on the side? I said for me, sadly, that I would have someone on the side. I would not cheat. I would talk to her and we would work it out and figure out how it's all going to work. But I know eventually I would end up with someone on the side. And it sucks because morality says no matter what the circumstances, that is not the right answer. Because once you commit to somebody and y'all in a relationship, morality says, boom, that's the ball game. Just you two. And that's it. Anybody else for any other reason, you're violating. But this isn't something that's so simple that morality could just paint black or white. So would you have somebody on the side, or would you just be sexless with your partner? Okay, because you said you wouldn't leave him. Well, like I said a minute ago, if the doctor said, y'all can't have sex for 1 year, can't have it for 2 years, it's like it's different because there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. But we're talking about for the rest of your life, you and this other person cannot have sex. That is a totally different. And when you're single, there's no person we're talking about. So it's really not a deal, because like I'm single and it's like, okay, so when I do, I do, when I don't because I'm single. I don't have to, but if I was in a relationship where I had someone that I cared about, that there was an emotional tie when we had sex, it would be different. I know it would be different. Okay, but we're going to move. Oh, incidentally, I'm trying to figure out some of the my mic levels because I've been told that I'm too close to the mic because it's way too loud. If the mic is sounding too loud, please just let me know. I will back up off it or turn it down. All right. Well, it did say till death do us part. Hmm. Okay, but it also said, loving him and forsaking all others too. But anyway, let's move to the next question. Now, with all the things that people use as an excuse for why they cheat or why they step out or why they do this, that, and the other, I'm wondering, does this situation mean that stepping out is justified? Because we always have excuses, but we never have any justification. But is this just actually justification for stepping out? Because mind you, I'm not stepping out because I'm mad at her. I'm not stepping out because she stepped out on me. None of that. All those crazy excuses people have, we're not stepping out for that. We're stepping out because we have needs that are piling up, and with our partner, we can never satisfy it. Let's see. Uh, if it's for the rest of our lives, I will talk to my partner about it and see what would be the outcome of it. Excellent. That is a great answer because like I said, I wouldn't just be like, yeah, dear, okay, baby, okay, and then just sneak around the corner. We would definitely have to have that conversation so we can be open and upfront with it and figure out how this is going to work. But if someone was in this situation and decided, I can't talk to her about this or I can't talk to him about this, so I'm just gonna, I'll leave an hour early before work and just go across the street to Susie Q or to John Q and get my rocks off, and then I'll just go to work and just go. Is this situation justification for that behavior? I am going to go with no. That's going to shock a lot of people. But I'm going to go with no, it's not justification because this situation is with someone you love. That person deserves an explanation. They deserve this conversation, because if you're sneaking around, then, not only are you not a man or not a real woman, you're a coward, but you're setting things up for betrayal. Hey, Nance, how you doing? No situation should justify the behavior. Okay, okay, but I understand what you're saying, but I'm like, is it really that black and white? Because we're talking about for the rest of your life. I mean, if when you have someone, especially if you enjoy having sex with this person, if this person is an A-lister in the sex department, and then all of a sudden one day it's like, done, it's over, no more sex, not for a year, not 2 years, not 3 years, but for the rest of your life, no more sex. Is it? I mean, I don't know. Is it that easy to just say, okay, baby, no more sex? I'm good. We still here though. I mean, is it really that black and white and that smooth? I don't know. It's a little complicated for me. Um, so do you think that this situation justifies um this behavior? I'm with you. The person you love deserves an explanation, right? Communication is the key, starting from sex. Exactly, exactly. And I know you're probably surprised that I'm on that side, but anyway. But yes, it is exactly right. It deserves a conversation. All right. So if you don't have the conversation, I say you're not justified in stepping left, right, or anywhere. If you have the conversation, and then it's a different story. Let's go to the next question. Now, here's something else. What if your partner turned to you and said, "Look, I understand that we can't have sex anymore for the rest of our life. I understand that. But you still have needs. And I get that too. So I would be okay if you had a side dude or a side woman, just for the sex, and we stay together. I'm okay with that because I understand what it is. Would you do it? Would you get that side woman or that side man? Hey, what's going on, man? Long time no see. No, but if my partner thinks it's okay to fuck my brother, then, then all bets are off. What? Okay, all right. That okay. I don't know where I am with that. I don't know whose brother it came into, but oh wait a minute. I think I understand. But because your partner doesn't genuinely want you to like step out and be with anybody else, but your partner is trying to look out for your happiness, even though it will definitely make them unhappy. So would you, if your partner said it's okay, would you get yourself a side piece just for sex but stay with your partner? uh Masturbation and other ways are always a choice. Having another person should never be an option. Okay. All right. Yes, I get that. I agree with Ant. That that wait. I agree with Ant. That's a beat down. Wow. Well, listen, okay, first of all, just understand that Tanya is my sister. So if any of her friends decide that they want to have sex with her brother, that is not a problem. That's a whole different scenario. But anyway, um yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I think I would. And like I said, morality says that I suck for saying that. But if we had the conversation and it was a real conversation, and this was the conclusion that we agreed upon or came to, I don't know, because the rest of our life is a long time to be without touch. I mean, without, you know, being with or having sex with a person. And of course, there are things that you can do to each other. Well, things he can do, your partner could do to you, but you can't do to your partner, or whatever the case may be. But it's just not the same. It's not as fulfilling as when y'all can actually have sex. So, morality says that I suck. But after the conversation, if we agreed, then I probably would. I probably would get a side woman and for sex and just stay with my partner, with my wife, girlfriend, whoever she is. And yes, everybody raise your glass and say EJ80 proof sucks because that's a beat down as well. Starting with him. Okay. All right, let's move to the next question. The next question says, if your partner said They want you to leave them. Now, again, your partner is trying to look out for your happiness, and because that's how much your partner loves you. And your partner says, "Look, you know what? I know the tremendous burden that this is putting on you, and I feel the pressure too. I think you should leave. I think you should just pack your stuff and just go. And you could find somebody that that will make you happy and could fulfill your needs and all that. I can't be that guy anymore, or I can't be that woman anymore. So I just want you to leave. Just go." Would you leave? And if you did leave, would you feel justified in leaving? That's crazy, because you have a choice. You can A, stay, be faithful, be sexless for the rest of your life. You could B, stay, have a side piece, and be with your partner for the rest of your life. Or B, you could, your C, you can leave and find somebody else and be fulfilled and happy for the rest of your life. But that leaves your partner that you love kind of in the crapper. So what would you do if your partner said that to you? I said, "Yo, just go, man. Just go, because I can't do nothing for you." Would you leave? And if you did leave, would you feel justified in leaving? I don't know. I don't think I would leave. I think I would get a side piece, but I don't think I would leave. If you love your partner as much as your partner, then leave. But if the reason is sex, then no, because companionship and love is not all about sex. You know what? Okay, I'm getting a little tired of you, Miss Perfect, but I know relationships is not all about sex, but relationships when you're 20 years old, sex is a huge part of relationship. When you're 83 or 95 like I am, then sex doesn't mean as much. It's still important, but it doesn't mean as much. But when you're 20, 90% of your relationship is hormones. That's just what it is. So don't speak from our mature perspective. Remember, the two people we're talking about they're 20 years old each. Having sex 3 4 times a day. I don't even go to the bathroom that often. So we're talking about some really rambunctious, hormonal crazed kids, and sex is like everything to them. I would feel guilty for leaving. I would feel guilty for leaving them like that. It's hard because you love that, but you also have needs too. I wouldn't. I would get a side piece, maybe. I don't think. Now shaking my head. I would leave or get. I wouldn't leave or get a side piece, but we all need sex. Finally, some truth. So we will look for a way to satisfy each other. And if it doesn't work, then fuck it, I'm out. Wow. Okay, well, I mean, at least you're gonna give it the old college try. The more I think about it, the more I believe I will not leave. I will not leave. If you are my A-lister, I will not leave. But there is a big, maybe 90% chance that I will have somebody on the side. EJ 80 proof sucks. I know. Okay, let's go to the next question. Oh, and incidentally, if I did decide to leave, which I would not, if I did decide to leave, I would not feel justified. I would feel like such a creep and it would bother me forever. All right. If you decided to leave, would you remain friends or just make a clean break? I would say I would have to make a clean break because if I really felt, oh, what's up, Tina? If I really felt the way I say I felt about this person, if I really loved this person was my A-lister, um, and we broke up because of this scenario, I couldn't stay friends with you. I couldn't. It would bother me too much. It was like it'd be like a everyday reminder. And I know this is maybe a little too dramatic, but it's like going to the funeral of a loved one every day and reliving that funeral every single day. We bury them because we can't go through that, you know. We can't go through that. So once they're buried, the funeral is gone and that's over with. We'll visit their graves, but we're not, So coming and seeing you every day, under these circumstances, um, I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. What was that last comment before Nancy came on? Sleeping with my friends would bother you forever. Well, let's talk. Call your friends. Let's figure that out. Nah. If I decided to leave, I'm out. It's been real. Oh my goodness. It's been good and it has been real good. I won't be able to be a friend either. I feel the same way. It would just be too much to deal with. Um so yeah, I don't know about that whole, let's be friends thing. I mean, under normal circumstances, you cheated on me, I lied to you, whatever. Under those circumstances, we can break up and I can still be friends with you. I don't have a problem with that, but with something like this, it's impossible. I couldn't do it. Absolutely. And the feelings would never go away. All right. With friends like that, you don't need enemies. Okay, well, you know what, Tina, you came in on the end. We're talking about. Let me just tell you what we're talking about. We're talking about two 20-year-old kids that are madly in love with each other. They're having sex like rabbits, and they're in a solid relationship, committed and everything. One of them either gets sick or one of them has an accident, and because of the illness or the accident, that one could never ever have sex again, ever. The attempt to have sex would be life threatening. That's the scenario. So there's a couple of questions that we ask about. Would you leave them? Would you stay? How would you fulfill your needs? And would you get a side piece and stay with the person you love? Because this person is a genuine person you love. He is an A-lister. He's what you've been looking for. So how would you handle that situation? Uh, Oh, I think Annie just flashed the questions across the screen while I was talking. I hope she remembers where we left. Oh, well, of course she remembers where we left off. Annie's the best at handling this stuff. I don't get involved. All right, so this is the next question. So tell me when we get to the question. Hmm? Oh snap! She said I did all the questions. Ain't that something else? So what happened? Okay. So um what was the first one? This is it? Oh my goodness. All right, so we're gonna try because only because Tina is such a great contributor to the show. She always leaves comments on Facebook, and let me know what she thinks about the con. So we're gonna go through this for her. Tina, it's 8 o'clock. You have to be on time. I'll call you next time and let you know. Anyway, the first question was in that same scenario, the 20-year-olds, they were together, they got in an accident. One of them can never have sex again for the rest of their life. Blah blah blah. So here's the first question is in that scenario, would you stay faithful and stay with your partner but be sexless for the rest of your life? Would you do that? Or would you just leave? The second question we have, because I said that was a tough question for me. I don't At first I said I don't know how I would answer that, but oh, excuse me. Ooh, what is this? But I do know that I wouldn't leave. The second question is if you decided to stay, how would you fulfill your needs? Because batteries and movies only go but so far. You know, I mean, they're good and they work, but there's nothing like being with somebody that you love. The third question is would you stay with your partner but have someone on the side? I said, because I suck. I said I would have somebody on the side. Morality said this is a black and white issue. You're in a relationship, you're committed, nobody else, under no circumstances, period. I don't think it's that black and white. I don't think it's that clean cut. Oh, so that was that. It depends on what level of love is at. Sex is limited, love is forever. Okay, absolutely. But what I'm saying is there's nothing wrong with these two people. They're in love. Everything is just the way it's supposed to be. But because of the accident or the sickness, sex has been pulled out of the picture. He didn't cheat. He didn't lie. None of that. It's just circumstances pulled sex out of the picture. So they're the same people, just no sex. That's what we're talking about. Okay. So does this situation, what is this, question number 4? Question number 4. Does this situation justify you stepping out on your partner because your partner can't have sex anymore? I say that it doesn't justify it unless you have that conversation. If y'all talk about it and come to the conclusion that that works best for both of you, then you know. All right. Number 5 says uh, if your partner said they understand that you have needs, and I can't fulfill those needs, I get it. So I don't have a problem if you get yourself a side piece, so you can stay with me, but just get yourself a side piece for the sex part. Would you do it? I would stay and be very supportive with the understanding that I may move on if not married, but I will support as much as possible. Okay. Well, for you, because you said married, what if you were married? Does that change anything? All right, let's go. Let's go on. Um, so if your partner says, "I understand," you can get a side piece, and would you do it? Okay. What is this? Number 6. Number 6 says, if your partner said they if your partner tells you, look, just get out, I just want you to leave because I can't fulfill your needs or whatever, I can't do anything for you, I want you to find somebody and to take care of you, so forth, blah blah blah, and I want you to leave. The question is, would you leave? And if you left, would you feel justified in leaving? I personally would not leave. Like I said, I would want to stay in a relationship with this woman that I love with my whole heart. I would have a side girl because I suck, but but I would not want to, and I would tell her. We would talk about it. I won't be sneaking around. I would talk about it. If marriage, would not leave and would not have a side piece. Okay, I respect that. I commend that. Like I said, I suck. So, but we would have that whole conversation. What was that last question? I just missed it. And if it came to the point that you decided to leave, could y'all remain friends, or would you have to just make a clean break and just that's it? For me, it would have to be a clean break. It would have to be because, like I said, seeing you every day as a friend is like going to the funeral of someone you love every day. It's just reliving that hash and that. I couldn't do it. So if I decided to leave, it would be a clean break, and that would be the ball game. Mm. Okay, well, that's this edition of EJ80 Proof. What was his last comment? Okay. The only way I would leave if my married partner divorced me. Anger and frustration makes people do crazy things. I get that too. And I 100% agree with you. Uh, you know, but it's time for me to end this. I am so appreciative. Oh, and I want to thank everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I'm up to 115. I am so happy. And it's all because you guys have made it happen. And I thank you. And I'm trying to work on a way to show my appreciation to every one of you. I'm EJ80 Proof. Thanks for joining me live. And I'm out. Hmm.